For centuries, there has been a timeless practice, a method so potent and transformative, it was intentionally concealed not due to failure, but because its power was undeniable. Picture this: an ancient key lost in the depths of history, able to unlock the holiest of doors, the memory of your soul. This practice doesn't offer new teachings. It strips away the illusions that have been layered over our essence. The greatest lie was not that we knew nothing, but that we believed we were something. We're not. What if today you awakened to your true calling? What if instead of chasing answers outside, you discovered a voice within that never left? And what if that voice could be reawakened through a practice once reserved for a few, carefully hidden from those who'd misuse it to maintain control? This video isn't just a message, it's a portal, a path to a lost art. Not because it's dark, but because it shines too purely the powers that be, fear an awakened soul more than legions. Lost in sleep in the next few moments will reveal the hidden roots of this technique, its origin and forgotten wisdom, and why it was silenced, ridiculed, or distorted by systems designed to keep us asleep, and how you can apply it to remember your real nature, not just a role or story, but a frequency, a living soul beyond time. We'll weave stories, symbols, and ancient truths to unravel confusion and return to what truly matters. This isn't abstract teaching, it's an invitation inward. If you're willing to hear not only with ears, but with your entire being, because this technique isn't memorized, it's sensed, activated, and above all, remembered. So if you're ready to go deeper, to question the narrative and follow the trail, your soul has always known this may be the spark you've waited for. Forbidden doesn't always mean dark. Sometimes it just means truth is too powerful to reveal without readiness. Nearly every ancient culture echoes the same silent message. A thread that ties across time and land, that we've forgotten who we are, that life as we live it is a dream, a veil hiding our truth, and that there are paths designed to stir our sacred memory. But here's the paradox. These paths don't live. In book schools or creeds they were buried, twisted, or mocked until only symbols remained untouched and misread. For example, in Old Egypt, the priesthood led initiates through rituals of death and return. Their bodies lay still while their awareness traveled, guided by elders through realms, unseen, and when they came back they were never the same they had remembered in Greece. The Orphics believed the soul was caged in the body not as punishment, but as a journey of refinement. They practiced chants, breathwork, and trance to free the soul from identity and glimpse its true form. They said it wasn't just enlightening, it was irreversible. In ancient India, the rishis taught smarana, remembering, not gathering facts, but dissolving noise, silencing the mind and tuning the self to a deeper rhythm to them. Ignorance wasn't absence, but disconnection, and the way home wasn't through adding, but through shedding. In all these cultures, the essence was the same, though the forms varied. It wasn't about taking in knowledge, but recalling what was always there. Then came the darkness, wars of belief, spirituality, institutionalized and truth sold as doctrine. The inner paths were turned into empty customs, core truths locked away, symbols buried or made taboo, but dangerous to whom? Only to those who profit from your forgetting, because a remembering soul cannot be led by fear today. This wisdom returns not as novelty, but as memory resurfacing within those who are ready. And the most astonishing part, this technique isn't hidden in some temple, it lives inside you, waiting to be claimed. To understand it, you must unlearn this. The soul doesn't need to find itself, it only needs to remember, and that doesn't happen through thought, but through resonance, a frequency. When it vibrates through you, what's false dissolves, and what's true shines like a dawn. So how do you reach that state? The technique isn't a chant or ceremony, it's an alignment, a harmony between body, breath, energy, and being. And when that harmony is struck, your soul sings back. Not as memory, but experience. Imagine your soul as a pure tone, but muffled by noise, old patterns, fears, beliefs not yours. This method doesn't add, it tunes, it removes distortion until the original sound plays again. This practice moves through 3 phases, not always in order, but all essential. First, deprogram the false self, the hardest part. It means seeing the thoughts you've inherited as not your own beliefs. Accepted blindly, roles worn like masks. This step asks you to sit with your thoughts, your desires, your fears, and ask, is this mine? Or was it planted in me? Awareness is the scalpel you cut away what was never you, not by force, but by clarity. Second, awaken your inner sense as the noise quiets, a perception deeper than mind emerges. Not emotion or logic, but direct knowing. You don't force it awake. You allow it to rise through breath, presence, stillness, and focused symbols. Here's the secret. What you see inward with pure attention your soul treats as real. This isn't imagination, it's remembering through vision symbols like a flame within a lotus in the heart. A mirror of the soul aren't fiction, they're soul language. Used properly, they don't create. They reveal. Third, resonance with your soul's true name. Ancient teachings say every soul has a name, not a word, but a vibration. And when that frequency is lived, you remember, not with thought, but with your being. It's like a door opening from inside. You don't think, this is me. You feel, I've always been this. This process won't be instant. It takes courage, discipline, and truth. But once it starts, something irreversible begins. A deeper self-watch is calm, clear, and real, and the journey truly begins as this practice unfolds. Layers of false self dissolve. Your frequency clarifies, and something impossible to explain takes place. Your soul remembers without thought, as if someone turned on a light in a room you always knew existed. Had it always been there, hidden yet waiting? This presence is not a fleeting thought, but a part of you longing for recognition. This is the version of you that loves without condition, that trusts without hesitation, that knows without being taught. In this moment, awakening becomes concrete. Your soul begins to remember its source, but a whisper of caution. Not everything you uncover will feel bright. Along with rediscovering who you are, you also remember who you're not. Errors, unresolved choices, and old wounds surface. This is not a penalty, it's liberation. You can't fully embrace your soul without meeting your shadow. When applied skillfully, this method reveals not only your light, but also what you've concealed, sometimes even from yourself. That's why traditions caution newcomers. It requires spiritual readiness not determined by age, but by the courage to face truth. Practitioners who go deep may reach what's called a conscious trance. This isn't the hypnosis of psychology. It's deliberate, expanded awareness. Your soul takes the helm of perception. You feel your body yet view your surroundings from a slight distance. You think, but thought no longer controls. Your consciousness gently pulls back from your ego. From this still space, everything feels different. Emotions sharpen, perception broadens, time loosens. Sudden intuitions emerge without reason. Ancestral memories surface, insights without formal study appear. This is the core of the practice. No longer a rehearsal, but a living presence. You begin to live from a new center, abandoning masks and acting from your true self. Decisions clarify, relationships gain honesty, fear softens. Here is the paradox. The soul doesn't learn who it is, it recalls. This remembrance isn't an image or narrative, but a steady vibration that feels like home. This is the moment of sacred transformation. The soul settles, and once that occurs, nothing remains the same. Life and body continue as before, but something inside awakens forever. That's why it's called forbidden, not because it harms, but because it shatters what keeps you asleep. Remember, awakening isn't a one-off event. It's ongoing practice. Even a powerful moment of revelation doesn't guarantee you'll stay in that state. This method isn't just spiritual experience, it's a compass for daily life. It transforms seekers into wise ones, students into teachers, routines into ritual. These aren't rigid rules, they are living guidelines. Follow them intentionally and persistently, and remembrance endures, even amid chaos. Real spiritual power isn't finding light in a silent cave. It's staying awake in the noise. First, engage in active silence. The soul best recalls in silence, not merely absence of sound, but full undivided attention. Each day, however few minutes, just be with yourself. Don't seek visions or expect results. Just breathe, observe, allow. This time is sanctuary. It's where your true name begins to resonate. Second, turn your actions into ceremony. A key aspect of this method is making ordinary gestures into moments of presence. Each bite, each step, each word, each glance. When done from your center, they're offerings, invitations. Ask, am I acting from a mask or from my soul? When you live from your true self, even simple acts become sacred, and remembrance stays alive. Third, guard what you feed your mind. The soul never forgets, but the mind can bury memory beneath distractions. What do you watch? What conversations do you engage in? What images do you repeat? This method teaches that sense input shapes your inner vibration, and that vibration is a temple in which memory surfaces. Clean your environment, tend your attention like an alchemist nurturing a flame. Fourth, speak less and speak from within. Don't just echo what you've heard or read or talk from habit. Let your voice come from the place your soul lives. Words spoken from remembrance can awaken others. Use your voice not to spread ideas, but to transmit resonance. Fifth, act as though you already know who you are, even if your soul hasn't fully sung its name yet. Live as if you already carry that legacy, not to pretend, but to tune in. The soul offers itself when it sees you willing to live true first. Walk as though an ancient lineage courses through your veins. Love as though your heart has loved across centuries. Remember, memory doesn't come through seeking. It emerges through resonance. For centuries, we've been told that awakening is shrouded in mystery, reserved for a select few. But here's the real forbidden truth. It's direct. It's close. And most of all, it terrifies those invested in your slumber. This journey we share isn't an assortment of theories. It's a guide, a light, a torch for those who sense something beyond the name they say each day, beyond the roles they play, beyond the story they've accepted at face value. You are not who you've been told. You are a vibrant expression of timeless consciousness, a note in a cosmic symphony still resonating. We've forgotten, all of us, but here's the key. You can remember. The method I've described isn't recent, nor is it a packaged product. It's the reawakening of an ancestral remembering, always present within you. Above all, you don't need to search outside. You don't need gurus, nor perfect credentials. You only need to return to your center, quiet the noise, and allow your infinite wisdom-filled soul to show you what it's always known. Remembering who you are doesn't just alter your thoughts. It changes how you perceive the world. You stop seeing enemies and start seeing mirrors. You stop fearing tomorrow and start honoring it. You stop repeating broken narratives and begin writing from truth. Once that truth lives within, everything changes completely. You no longer seek approval, for you're connected to something far greater. You no longer demand answers, for your silence has grown wise. You no longer chase love, for you realize you are love. This isn't an empty promise, it's an invitation, one that requires courage. Because the soul's path of remembering is beautiful, but not always easy. It strips away all that you're not, rebuilds you, and puts you face to face with what you've hidden, so you can choose who you truly are. If this message reached you, if something inside you stirs, if a part of you whispers, yes, this is for me, don't let your mind extinguish that spark. Subscribe to this channel if this message resonated deeply. Like it. Share it with anyone who needs to remember, because there is no revolution more potent than awakened souls. If you take this step, others will follow. And without violence, dogma, or imposed religion, the world will begin to shift from within, from the place where everything truly begins. Remembrance. You're not here to learn more, you're here to remember. And that remembering is already stirring.